You get that out of your system. We're live now. We're live now.
You son of a bitch.
I did it. I did it again. Hey, what's up, everybody? Are you ready for two middle-aged men play RuneScape?
I've been japed again.
Oh, me!
Now, chat.
Put that recipe in the Discord. That way I can also throw around my Discord. Hey, check this out. Bam. Look at that. Put it in there. Plop it in.
Watch it go. Now, chat, I know what you might be saying to yourself. You might be saying, this doesn't look like Guild Wars 2. Is it not, though? Is it not?
No, I wanted to really just knuckle down on my RuneScape this week. I need to go ahead and just get things rolling on that account. Because if I stream it one day a week, I kind of go insane a little bit. I start frothing. Have a little froth coming out of my mouth.
All the progress you've made over the past however many years you've been working on your Iron Manning and whatnot does not qualify as sufficiently rolled.
Nah. Nah, this account, no, this account, like, I told you about this account. This is the Mr. Everything account. We get everything we can get as an Iron Man. All the achievements, all the drops, all the Achizos. We get the max completion escape, da-da-da-da-da. Because very few people have done that. Even fewer as Iron Man. So I'm throwing my hat in that ring. There is a title that barely anyone has called Grave Robber, and that's getting every single drop out of Barrows. That's one of the things we're getting. I'm gonna live at Barrows, and I'm gonna force everyone to watch it at knife point. Because I love RuneScape, and at the end of his day, you will too. I will be the most popular RuneScape 3 streamer, bar none.
Just popping out of the alley near the bank with a box cutter, be like, "Give me your phone." They're like, "Ah!" You just stand there tapping on it. They're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm downloading Twitch, and making you an account."
Is this what I'm doing? Is this what I'm doing to go ahead and raise my viewership when I'm almost 40? I'm like, I gotta do it! That way the devil won't take me! The devil would want me to have subscribers. The devil wants me to be noticed.
I'm gonna hit this rock with a different rock.
We're gathering a bunch of gems so we can go ahead and get weird rocks out of crafting. Can I fill you? Yep, there we go. Still got room in that gem bag. Rabbit doesn't stream RuneScape for a week. He begins to convulse, begins muttering in RuneScape terms. You're absolutely right. Rabbit, you learn how to break Plants vs. Zombies. Very next to know people streaming in the English part of Twitch. Hey, you know what? People say dead game, I say open market, okay? That's what I say.
They say I'm robbing the cradle, but I say she's robbing the grave.
Unless you're streaming Anthem. I stream fun games. I stream games that are fun. Also, another reason we're playing RuneScape. I forgot to reinstall Guild Wars. And then I was like, you want to install Guild Wars? And I'm like, yes, I do. And it's like, cool. You got way too much time to install this game. And I'm like, I do not.
You do that shit overnight.
Fun thing about me, Survivor, I don't really like MOBA games that much. I don't like games that stress me out. I like games that have a more chill experience. That if I want to go ahead and like build up my cortisol levels, that's an option. I opt into that. It's like when I was playing Crucible back when I was playing Destiny 2. Like, that's an opt-in. I'm like, yes, I would like to get bodied by 8 people running the same shotgun. Thank you. I would. I really would. Because guess what? I'm doing the same thing.
Hey, Helldivers 2 devs, when are you going to make a PvP mode? We're not. We're not. We don't want to.
That's so real for them. That's so real. I think if we go ahead and just fill up the gem bag one more time, I think we'll be good.
It's like, you should add an option to turn off friendly fire. No. Why not? It's funny.
Dude, it's so fucking funny. Dude, we do the same thing as like EDF. Like, when me and my friends play EDF, which we use with the code name Ants. That's all we do. Like, Bromat or somebody will message me and go, Ants? And I'm like, yeah, ants! And like, we just go ahead and just beat the shit out of EDF.
Lemmings.
Dude, I would love to play Lemmings. I do not know where the fuck you would find Lemmings at anymore. Is it abandonware now?
The original, yeah, you could probably play fucking browser-based somewhere. Or you could get an emulator of, like, the SNES version or something.
Oh, God. Yeah, that was my first vibe into it. Was the SNES version of Lemmings. How is EDF 6, by the by? Really fucking fun. Every class has big quality of life changes done to it. The class I play the most is Ranger. Ranger's so fucking fun. It's durable, it has enough rockets to go ahead and start and end a small war.
And most importantly, it has Gura.
It is true. It is true. Is he SNES? Yes. I love my SNES. To justify in your anti-gotcha stats, I spent a few days farming enough in-game currency to pity for my pity S-rank draw. You drew the wrong one. No! No, it's so bad. I'm so sorry for you. I'm sorry. That sucks. That sucks when you go ahead and do all that grinding. It doesn't pay out the way you need to. Like, my thing with gacha is I look at gacha pools and banners and whatnot, and my brain goes, this could literally just be something in the game that you just work for. You just, like... But I get it. Every game's different. I just wish that, like, you know, almost all the games now weren't gacha. I mean, I kind of like it in the same way as like RuneScape. Like, my gotcha is seeing if the monster drops the rare thing I need. My gotcha machine is a giant mole, and I beat the shit out of it and see if he drops the two-handed dragon sword. I check his shitty body.
My gotcha is toiling for mystic coins and then flushing them into the mystic forge and not getting any goddamn mystic clovers out of it.
But I like that. I like that because it's not really buy-in. It's just you get your shit, then you throw it into the pool, and then you go no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Fuck! Like you. That being said, Warrior in Guild Wars 2 is really fun. I really like that class, actually. Spaz was right. I really do like the Warrior playstyle. And it's
Spellbreakers are cerebral warriors. I unga, therefore I bunga.
Yeah, I do. I do Berserker, where I'm just like, what do I do? What do I do? I don't know. Hit the button, smash the balls in. That one's super fun. I also like Revenant. Revenant's still also one of my faves, but the Warrior playstyle is like so chill and very fun. The Berserker one's just like, I appreciate that it has no moves that skate me around like a child's imagination. Because I like my Deadeye, but like, how many times have I fought monsters and I went shit because they fucking slide up a goddamn cliff? It's so funny.
Yeah, when you've got moves that are highly mobile, you got to be careful with them.
I'm not.
Just laying dead at the bottom of a ravine, like, and what did we learn?
That when I use my Dagger 3, I basically slide across linoleum with socks. Lies of P is the best Souls game. It puts every other Souls game to venerable shame. Lies of P does things that piss me off that they aren't in other Souls games. Like, my favorite one is that if you run out of, like, healing potion, if you are bodying things and parrying shit and whatnot, you can get another healing potion by just rocking, like, just fucking molly rocking the game. DashCon 2's happening? We'll have 2 ball pits, is my question. Because the first DashCon was so horrible.
I don't think they can afford to get the ball pit back.
In this economy? I don't think so.
Seis leches. En esta economía.
Oh, damn. I didn't know you were multilingual. That's fun.
We.
Fancy. I too like Spy and Team Fortress.
Kill me later.
And then another thing I like about Lies of P is that, well, the weapon molding is really fun. It has a steampunk aesthetic, so I like it on principle. And another thing I like is you have an option of either blocking or, like, taking the risk and then doing perfect guards. And if, like, it just eases you into it. And it's just, it's so fun. And the window for, like, the perfect guard is just enough to not be ass. And I don't know how they did that. Oh, and all the music in Lies of P. Oh my god, I still listen to it. I still listen to music in Lies of P. My favorite part was I was listening to, I think it was called like Divine Authority or something of Sarah and Groove, and I'm like, you know what really makes this song really good? And Sarah was just like, really good? What? And I'm just like, I like a Spanish guitar, but what if they added some violin? And 10 seconds later, they added the violin, and I was like, whoa! Like, whoa! Oh yeah, Feel is a very good song. You want to know what baffles me about that company? They made rhythm games before Lies of P. Like, they made, like, Osu and shit. Like, Osu-like games. And I can't imagine what that was like in the fucking studio. They're just like, you know, guys, I like making Osu games, but what if we just revolutionize what a Souls game was? Like, not make a Souls-like, but just fucking make it our own, you know? And just make it, you know, better and not ass. Well,
Okay, but could we still have the drum part that goes like do-do-da, 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 do-do-da? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. They do that. They put the do-do-da when you fight the fucking Black Rabbit Brotherhood. Like, you're just like, oh my god! Which, that was another sick fight. They made a fight with you against 4 people not terrible. And they made it cool as shit. Like, I really like Lies of P. I don't know if you guys knew that. That's probably my game of the year. Isn't Sekiro a rhythm game for that reason? Yeah, but I don't like that one. I don't like that one. I do like the parts in Sekiro that made me think of Tenchu. Like that's an old game. I don't know if a lot of people know that one, but does anyone remember, like, Tenchu Stealth Assassin? Does anyone remember that? That was, like, on the PS1 or some shit? Like, there were some parts when I played Sekiro that definitely reminded me of Tenchu.
Have you seen that fucking edit of the Calvin and Hobbes comic sitting there on the floor with the record player? His dad comes up to him. Then, record, let me show you something. The 2 types of games are menus and parkour. All games fall into these 2 categories. Counter-Strike, menus. Apex, parkour. Calvin's like, yeah. His dad's like, Baldur's Gate, menus. Minecraft, parkour. Despite jumping a lot, Destiny 2 is menus. And Calvin just laying fucking awake at night.
And every fight of that game is from the original Pinocchio. Every single one. Yes, you're right. Every single thing. They followed that book series. They followed that book to a fucking T. That was amazing. I had no notes. Like, as a writer, I was like, it's so good. The final fight in that game was great too, because that fucking dude was stanced up. And he looked just like, he got into the same stance as, like, I saw in One Piece, and I was like, oh, I know what you're doing! I just fucking held up my guard. Because I was like, ain't no way we're going through with that! I am not gonna get 2 sword styled Raigiri'd, alright? Oh, you playing Ender Lilies? Oh, dude, no, I love Ender Lilies. I've played it. I love Ender Lilies. It's one of my favorite games. Millie does a lot of the soundtrack to that game, too. Millie's one of my favorite artists, which is the reason why I got Ender Lilies. But yes, Yellow Ring is right. I think on the PS2, Tenchu had a samurai. I also remember there was a doctor with needles. Like, he had, like, long fucking war needles. He was fucking awesome.
He's like, don't worry. Load syringes into shotgun barrels. I'm a doctor.
Guy gets into 2 sword style. Desi, I don't know if you were there when I fought him, but I literally went, oh, hell no. Like, I was like, oh, no.
Damn, nature. You scary.
I was. I beat that motherfucker's ass, like, the 4th try, though. Oh, so good.
Is you taking notes on a criminal fucking conspiracy?
Oh, God. But yeah, no, I love that. And Yellow Ring, I think, is right, because they still had hard-lock cameras in that era with Tenchu. But they made it work. I never had a problem with the camera in Tenchu. Also, that same point, I've never, like, I'm thinking about it. I think in Lies of P, Lies of P was the only Souls game where I never had a problem with the camera. which is really fucking weird to say.
Yeah.
Because most Souls games, I have problems with the fucking camera. Like, you fight a big boss and, like, man, the camera just turns into a drunk moose.
There was a discussion that someone was having with, like, Shovel Knight, was where it started. They're talking about if you're making, like, retro, you know, nostalgia games, the key thing is to nail how you remember the game playing, like through, you know, your rose-tinted nostalgia glasses, and then make it play like that, not how it actually fucking played. Like,
yeah, oh yeah, exactly. Dude, this is, if I made a new game, like that horror RPG I've been writing, like, it's 2024. I want it to feel like an old PS1 game, okay? But I want it with the quality of life out of more modern RPGs.
yeah, without the fucking jank. That's
Exactly.
people were comparing it to, like, you know, you've got like Shovel Knight, which feels like you know, these glorious pixel, you know, platformers of old, but is buttery smooth, and you can have more than 16 colors on screen at once, and so all the sprite work is, you know, beautiful and with rich varied colors. And then you've got shit like Yooka-Laylee, which emulates what it was like playing Banjo-Kazooie a little too well.
Yeah.
All the, like, fucking camera jank and weird controls included.
I remember I played, I was gonna play Yooka-Laylee, and then my sister was like, I'll do you a solid since, like, money's commonly a tight thing with you. And I was like, well, what do you want? And she's like, I'll play it, and I'll see if it's worth you getting it. And I went, alright, that's cool, sis, thanks. I appreciate that. Man, my mom told me a story of my sister playing Yooka-Laylee, and my mom fucking heard it upstairs. Because, like, my mom's going to sleep, like, nodding off at, like, 9, and she, like, snaps awake because my sister goes, God fucking damn it! Like, it's just like the Banjo-Kazooie we remember.
Son of a bitch bastard!
Most of my swears that I do on my stream, I have learned from my sister playing video games. Although when I was a kid, I had such a crippling fear of zombies that like I played Conker's Bad Fur Day. She had to go through the castle for me, and I was like 17. I still couldn't handle zombies. The thing that got me past zombies was, I think, the hyper-saturation of zombie games, and like when did that start? Like the mid 2000s, I think. And it didn't.
Yeah.
And it didn't stop till, like, I think, like, mid 2010s. And there were just so many fucking zombie games that I was just like, when I see one of the rotting bastards now, I'm just like, what the fuck ever. Just load my fucking shotgun and blast it in the skull.
Oh yeah, there he is.
There he is, shambling around.
Let's kill him. Fucking Shambly Steve over here.
Yeah, oh, my favorite fucking thing. That was like one of the first things I fucking came up with. Fucking playing Cry of Fear. I think that was the second game I ever streamed. Yeah, it was, because that's when I fucking met Nero and we fucking talked realsies, and we both realized we lived like 2 hours from each other. Which was weird.
Yeah, I can sympathize with zombie fear, and that I have way more irrational fears than, like, rational ones. I can be driving through ostensibly the sketchiest fucking neighborhood, and, like, I'm fine. I'm not nervous. Half the time I forget to lock my fucking doors. My car's, you know, a little old. It doesn't have automatic locks where, like, oh, you start driving, the door's locked. No, you got to remember to, you know, manually do that shit.
Oh yeah,
and,
the pin locks, yeah.
And I'm fine most places, but you get me out into, like, the country, if I'm driving through, you know, the fucking corn and there's not a lot of street lights, that's when I remember to lock my doors. I'm like, oh, not today, Wendigo.
Let's see, how many stuns I get out of that? None. Oh my god, how do I... Hold on a minute. Let me look this up. Strange Rock. Strange Rock. Let me look that up. And then while this is doing, may as well do that flash event, because isn't that the divination one? Yeah, that's the divination one. Yeah, we're totally doing that. Go this way, young son. Go this way, young man.
Go east.
I wish I looked that up earlier. You can't get crafting rocks by cutting gems. Oh, that's fucking funny.
Well.
Oh, well. Ah, well. Ah, shit.
What does Rabbit do? Ah, you know, human things. He lives, he learns, he loves.
Oh, God. What's the one after this place? Ooh, Evil Tree's in an hour, too. Oh, sick, yeah. Evil Tree is my favorite wilderness event. It's the only one I can do at this level that gives me, that has a chance to give me a fucking core. Which, I don't know what a core is, but everyone talks about it like it's gold, so...
But I want it.
I want that shit. Yeah, the thing that scared me about zombies when I was a kid is if they so much as breathe on you, you become one. And I didn't want that. And I learned that when I was like 8. And I was just like, oh, no! Grab the wisps.
I tell you what irritated the fuck out of me on The Walking Dead more than, you know, the writing was the inconsistency in the durability of zombies. They,
Yeah! My mom and I were talking about that. Yeah, go off. I want to hear your take.
Yeah, it's like, in this scene, just a gentle, you know, backhand flick of the wrist with a tennis racket, sends the zombie's head, you know, spraying like a ripe melon with a shotgun hit. And then, in this scene over here, a zombie can just, you know, plunge its bare hand into this live character's fucking chest.
Yeah, it made no sense. My mom and I loved watching The Walking Dead. We watched that a lot, her and I. And eventually we just stopped watching it because every season was the same and nothing was accomplished and no one gives a shit. Like, every single one. Like, after a while, it was just... Man, how did they turn zombie drama into ho-hum bullshit? It was my fucking question. Just yawn.
Oh, my favorite is, you know, long after you checked out, and occasionally you still see news pop up in the feed about the, like, 7 spin-off series that they're doing, and the Daryl themed one, there's a poster for, and it's like black and white, and it's Daryl Dixon standing in front of like the ruins of the Eiffel Tower, and he's holding a fucking whaling harpoon for some reason, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh yeah, when they were doing the spin-offs, that's when that's when me and my mom went like, okay, yeah, fuck this, right? Fuck
like,
this.
What is he doing in Paris? Someone responded, whaling, evidently.
Yeah, that's when me and my mom folded. We were just like, oh my god. And I think, was it my dad? I think it was my dad. That Doctor Strange movie, the one that was done by Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the fuck that was called. But
Multiverse of Madness.
Multiverse of Madness. That's what it was. My dad watched that. Like, my sister took my dad to the theater. My dad watched it because, like, he always liked comic book heroes and shit. Like, he also liked Sam Raimi. Like, we in our house we liked Evil Dead. And the Bruce Campbell thing. Yes, we all talked about Bruce Campbell. Yes, Bruce Campbell, come back to us. I love you. I love you so much. But like. My dad had a series of indignation, and I thought it was very justified because he was like, I just couldn't understand all the weird fucking things with like Scarlet Witch and what the fuck she was on about and whatnot, and like and I looked over at I looked over at him because my sister went to work on that on the day I visited. And I was like, "Oh, did Mandy not tell you?" And I'm like, and he's like, "No, what's going on?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, there's like a whole series, like WandaVision or some shit. I never watched it myself, so I was about as confused as you were." And my dad was like, "God damn it!" And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I shouldn't have to watch 8 fucking series on goddamn television to figure out what's going on in a goddamn movie. I should be able to walk in, watch the movie, and just be able to enjoy the movie." Like, and I'm like, no, that's how it is now. That's how it is.
Yeah. You should not have to do homework. That being said, I think you would enjoy WandaVision. They do send-ups to like all the different various eras of classic sitcoms. The first episode, it's in black and white. It's like an I Love Lucy or the Honeymooners type thing. And as they progress through the decades, they get to like that 70s show, and they eventually get to like Malcolm in the Middle. It's really cute.
Oh yeah, my dad loved Deadpool 3. My dad was fucking howling apparently. And he had no notes about it because he went in, knew next to nothing, had a good time. Like, that's what he... Perfect.
Yeah, evidently a big issue with Phase 4 of Marvel is there not being communication between the different projects as to what was going on. Like, nobody cross-checked to make sure they were doing the same thing. Like, the Multiverse of Madness was originally set to end pretty much identical to WandaVision until, what's her name, the plays Scarlet Witch was like, we kind of already did this on the other show. And they're like, what? Fuck! And then they had to rewrite it on the fly.
Oh, god damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks! There we go. Put all that stuff in there. Let's find out how the fuck we get these fucking rocks, huh?
Yeah, during the early phases of when they were like teasing the timeline of the upcoming Phase 4 movies, before everybody found out how fucking mid a lot of them were going to be, when there was still excitement, and it was in the announcement stage. Multiverse of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness got to enjoy the title of like, that is the best name for a superhero movie ever, for about 5 minutes before they announced Thor: Love and Thunder, which is a great name, even if the movie unfortunately ended up being terrible.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. It went folded out the way it did.
Yeah, that's I'm still pissed off about how Bloodstained got to have the record of biggest crowdfunded game on Kickstarter ever for like a week before Shenmue 3 blew it up.
Oh god, Shenmue 3 was a fucking ass disaster. Oh god. I saw so many people going, yeah, Shenmue 3! And then when it came out, they're like, what the fuck, Shenmue 3? And I was like, was it not good? And then I just saw a couple videos, because I've never played Shenmue. I wasn't coded to play those games back in the day. Even when I play Yakuza, I'm just like, this is a fucking lot, right? Like, this is a fucking lot to do. Like, don't get it fucked up. I love Yakuza. But, like, it really does seem with, like, Yakuza games, like, Sega expects you to play, like, you buy that game, right? That is your year.
Yep.
Your years playing that Yakuza game. Because there is way a lot of shit in it. There are recaps at the start of the game. I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that. And you do get your money's worth. But there is a lot. And so I wasn't coded for that shit. Also, I don't think I had the systems for Shenmue, because I think Shenmue was like, what, Sega Saturn or something like that?
Like
Shenmue?
Dreamcast or...
Dreamcast or something. Yeah, like, back in those days, me and my sister, we weren't Sega kids. We were Nintendo kids. So that made perfect sense. But I will say, like, oh my god. Fucking Sega had so many fucking good role-playing games. Jesus fucking Christ. Just make another fucking Skies of Arcadia. It's so fucking easy. Like, just fucking do it. Like, it's not hard.
Ooh, I am still salty about our tabletop group had our main game, you know, the ended for the season, and it's like, okay, what campaign are we gonna do next? And there were it got flip-flopped between a bunch of different ideas. It's like, oh, okay, we're gonna, you know, do like a Pathfinder 2E, like a Sky Pirates, like a Skies of Arcadia thing. And I rolled through a couple different character concepts for that and finally settled on one I like. And they're like, no, you know what? Actually, I am ready to run the other one that I said before I wasn't ready to run. We're doing the Fabula Ultima Magical Girls thing. And I was like, fuck, and just, you know, flip the board and put that character back in storage.
Look at the chat here. Yeah, Shenmue 3 was filler, and it ended on a cliffhanger. And no one liked that. No one liked that. And I'm with Yellow Ring. That would be smart. Make a new Skies of Arcadia. Don't put it out yet. Like, make it to like the 60% phase, 60 somewhere around there, like 2/3 done. Remaster Skies of Arcadia, build up hype, then hit it with the new Skies of Arcadia. And then, bada bing, you're like at that point, Baby Town Easy Street. That's where you are. I think that would be perfect. I think Yellow Ring has a great marketing campaign there. Go into marketing, Yellow Ring. That's very smart, what you just said. I haven't played Infinite Welfare either. Bromad gave it to me as a birthday present. I feel bad, because, like, I want to play it. Bro, I haven't gotten around to it. Like, I really want to play it, though. Because I loved Like a Dragon. I loved Like a Dragon so much, because it was a role-playing game. I got that. I got that unlocked. Valkyria Chronicles did not have a very good sequel. I agree with that. Though I do argue that the gameplay of a third-person, fully 3D tactical game like Valkyria Chronicles is a very good system, and I think they should go ahead and give it another swing.
You seen that little comic someone did? Kid standing at the blackboard. 3 + 4 =. He looks back over his shoulder. His friend's holding up a sign that says "The Best Final Fantasy." He turns back around and writes Tactics.
Oh, I love Tactics. Tactics was awesome. That was also a game. My favorite thing about Final Fantasy Tactics wasn't the game itself. It was my dad, and I was getting near, I hope, the end. And my dad looked over and he went, "Are you still fucking playing this game?" Like, I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "It's been a school year, boy." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." He went,
yeah,
"How
but,
fucking long is this game?"
I have to master mime.
Don't get me started. Please don't get me started on that. Oh god, you unlocked that memory. Jesus Christ, I fucking hated it so much. I hated it so much. I hated it. Spaz. I can't. Oh, sweet infant serum. I hated it. I hated it so much.
Oh, the War of the Lions. Aside from, just the fixed translation, which I prefer, and the new content and some of the quality of life stuff, that game just benefits so well from being mobile. Rather than having to sit down in front of the fucking TV, it's like, okay, I can just, chip away at this battle on the bus, and oh, my stop's here. I can just, turn it off and have it go into sleep mode and not have to worry about it.
Dude, that was one of the smartest fucking things they did. That was one of the smartest fucking things they did in Tactics. Like,
yeah.
The smartest thing they did for Tactics was they put it on the Game Boy Advance and then they put it on the DS. That was so fucking smart.
Yeah,
oh my fucking god. Tactic games are so much better if you can take them on the go. Like, I love tactic games. Dude, like, throw it on a Steam Deck or something, it's so fucking good. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, the playtime counter on War of the Lions for any given save file maxed out at 999 hours. Ask me how I know.
How do you know?
Because I fucking exceeded it. It's like, no, you don't understand. I have to master every job with every character. Including Dark Knight and Onion Knight.
Oh, God. Dark Knight was hard. Because, like, all their shit was just using their fucking health. And just like, this is how I get job points. I hope you don't die. Like... Dear God, don't die. And they do. Every time. And you're just staring at them going, why? Why did you do this?
You could also...
Why are you the way that you are?
Well, their shit worked off of magic power rather than physical, so you could... they had a decent magic attack.
It did?
Stat for, if I'm remembering right, because I believe I used to give them the, Iaido, the samurai skills as like a secondary, so that if I want them to be able to do damage and not fucking puke blood, it's like, here, just break a katana.
Ah, fuck! God damn it, I wish I knew the fucking code jockeying shit that I knew now. God damn it. God damn it.
Oh yeah, I buggered the fuck out of War of the Lions. There was a program called what was it, Lion Patcher, I think, where it basically broke down the code of the game into a UI that you can actually fuck with. It had like, item lists with like checkboxes for, conditions, and you could fuck with all the numbers, like I'm going to rebalance the weapons. This one's too weak. I'm going to buff it a little. This one's too strong. I'm going to nerf it a little. And I made a balance patch for that entire fucking game. And when you were done with everything, you could, one of the tabs basically took all of that shit that you were tinkering with and converted it into Game Shark code that you could just copy and paste into, a text file on the PSP and implement it with the whatever, custom firmware you were running.
Oh, shit.
So yeah,
no shit, that's awesome.
I rebalanced like all the jobs. I gave I didn't like the fact that, ninja is like the only class that gets an innate skill. They have 2 weapons without having to equip it to a to a support slot. So I was like, okay, every job should have some kind of passive thing, so they have, a little bit more unique flavor, something that makes it worth playing as that class. Like I gave dragoons ignore height innately because it just, that fucking kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that just makes sense. They got yumps.
Yeah, I made it so that all spears were innately 2-handed weapons, so you could, if you were a dragoon, you could be, you know, a full offense dragoon with a two-handed spear, or if you wanted to be more defensive, you could go like sword and shield. But none of that spear and shield bullshit.
No shit. That sounds good. Also, hello, Punk. How you doing? Squeenix needs to not fuck up my Apothecary Diaries manga. I agree. Hopefully,
Yeah,
since the taxman got their money, they won't. Triangle strategy is basically tactics, sort of. Oh, I never heard of triangle strategy.
Yeah, it came out a little while ago, and it looked cool. I played the demo. I never got around to getting the actual game, but to kind of reflect how versatile samurai actually were with, you know, the history of what weapons they used. In addition to katanas, I made it so they could also use spears, longbows, and guns.
That's fucking sick. You basically made a mod. That's what you did. You made a mod.
Yeah.
Hell, I'd play your mod. Fuck yeah, that sounds fun.
I still have the code for it laying around.
You do? That's amazing.
Yep.
Damn. Where do you go? Yeah, my horror RPG, I don't know if I want to make it more like PS1 or if I want to do it like pixel style. That'd be good. And I like the my turn, your turn thing, but I think it would also be really fun to do like a tactic system with it.
Yeah.
But I have no idea. I have no fucking clue.
I
basically want to go ahead and just like test the water once I'm done finished writing and just make some general gameplay concepts and see what people are most receptive to.
Yeah. Not as part of that main patch, but as like an optional, you know, secondary little offshoot that you could turn on and off. I actually replaced Oracle in Tactics because it was like the most, you know, kind of disposable class I could think to get rid of, and I wanted to make a blue mage. So yeah, I just turned Oracle into blue mage.
Blue mages. Oh, I love blue mages. Blue mages are so good. It's my favorite class in the history of forever.
Yeah, you know how summoners in Tactics could learn summons by they had a chance to learn summons by getting hit with them and surviving it, and that's how you had to learn fucking Zodiac in the deep dungeon, by getting hit with it. And I went through and I found like the tick boxes for that, like, you know, learn on hit type thing, and I did that for a bunch of monster skills, and I put those into the Oracle magic. I was like, okay, you're blue magic now.
You're blue magic. Be blue. Be blue now.
Yeah.
My favorite thing that I always liked, and it was my first dip into just fucking with code, was in Final Fantasy V, Blue Mage just allowed you to do that. Like, you could just fuck with the coefficients through Blue Magic.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so fun. I'll never forget playing that on Game Boy Advance and just making Bromad's head explode. Just going like, hey, Typhon's really hard, right? Yep, cool. His level's halved. He's a multiple of 5. Level 5 death. Fucking Molly Rock on him, just... One of the hardest fights in the second act. 10 seconds. Ain't no one got time for Typhon. Fuck you. No one does.
No.
That thing's horrible.
No, that.
It's like fighting the fucking Ivy dude. It's like fighting the fucking Ivy boss. Just, do you want to fucking mangle around with this for 15 minutes? No. No, I don't. You know what I want to do? What? I want to go ahead and wing him. Use Iron Claw. Wait 3 seconds. He's dead now. Good. Good!
Oh, good for me.
Or my favorite one, hit using Azul Magia, and then using self-destruct to one of your guys, so he learns it, goes, you fool! And he uses self-destruct and kills himself. Fuck yeah! So funny. I knew that was left in as a fucking in-joke for a programmer. I knew it. I fucking know it. I know it in my heart. Alright, now we're getting craft rocks. Funny craft rocks.
Yeah, I was so fucking pissed. The original PS1, you know, the big gray one that had the IO port. on the back that you could plug the OG Game Shark into, which had an on-off switch, which was useful for like bypassing system checksum, things. Sometimes certain codes did not like it, or certain games did not like when you tried to load certain codes. Like you would go to load your save file, and you would get an error message, and it just wouldn't work. With the original Game Shark, you could just flip the switch off, load, flip the switch back on. It's fine now. But when they moved to the mini PS1, the little white one,
yeah,
that was smaller, that did not have room on the back for that port. They got rid of that. So Game Shark had to fucking improvise. They came out with the Game Shark fucking GX or whatever it was called, where the device went in the second player memory card slot, and every time you fired it up, you had to put a disc in, load that up, go to the codes the game you want to turn the codes you want on, and then open the fucking disc tray and swap the discs out, to swap the disc out for the game disc.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no way with that to fucking, toggle shit on and off. So there was a code for Final Fantasy VII for force Sephiroth to be a playable party member that I could never fucking use because my idiot friend who had, I am convinced, the last Game Shark on the planet, because I looked for him after that and I couldn't fucking find him, wiped out on his bike with it in his pocket and crushed it to powder.
Oh no. Oh no, buddy. That sucks. Oh, Goldor lives there. Okay, cool. We need to get more gold rocks, so we can make it into gold bars, so we can go ahead and get more funny dumb rocks.
After a second of processing that, I realized that you said gold ore, like two separate words. Ore is in mineable rocks.
Yes.
of gold, but I initially heard it as Goldor, like a name, like
Goldor.
Yeah. This is where Goldor lives. Who the fuck is Goldor?
Sounds like a pretty fun mining boss, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I wonder if there is skilling bosses in RuneScape 3. Oh yeah, there is. Curseus. Curseus is one of those. I remember that now. I remember things.
You fool! For your avarice, you shall suffer Goldor's curse.
Yeah, I would. I would. Oh, check it out. We are speedballing. We are speedballing getting gold ore. Fuck yes. There's got to be a better way.
When you spend 3,000 years in hypersleep, traveling to a distant star, only to wake up at the destination and be greeted by a full human civilization, because they invented a faster spaceship 50 years after you left.
That would suck. That would suck. Yeah, Goldar was a Power Ranger villain. I like Goldar. Goldar was always fucking cool.
Yeah.
I had an R4 for, I had an R4 for my, DS. That was how I played, fucking, oh, what the fuck was that Sega RPG on the DS? Oh, it was really fun. What the fuck was it? Hold on.
Beef stew.
Fucking Herald of Destruction. That's what it was called. Herald of Destruction is really fucking cool. I really like that one. One of the characters that you got in Herald of Destruction was a bear. He was a teddy bear-sized bear who had all the fucking personality of fucking Solid Snake from Metal Gear.
Was his name Harold?
Why do you ask?
Because I think that would be funny in a game called in a game called Herald, Herald.
Oh, that
of
would be
Destruction,
funny. That would be
have
funny. I thought you were making a bear pun. I was just trying to press you into it.
No, you have a bear named Harold.
Probate, this isn't Grove, this is Spaz. This is Spaz. He is a man.
And yes, my imagination is broke. Thank you for pointing it out. I'm sensitive about that.
Oh my goodness. You fucked up. It's okay.
No.
It's okay.
No, don't worry about it, Probate. People mistake me for you all the time. Sometimes it's hard with voices.
Oh, it is true. It is true. There was a time chat thought you were Probate for a while. And I didn't notice for a whole 40 minutes. I like how chill RuneScape is, because it lets me pay really good attention to my chat. Alright, more rocks. We live in rocks. Why do you get confused for so many people? I don't know. I honestly think it's just tone and timbre. I really think that's the thing. You don't have a case of generic voice. It's just there's so many people who sound similar. We all have like deeper tones.
We all have doppelgangers.
It's true. There's a dude I drink with who kind of sounds like me. Do you know how weird that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love when you're playing a game that you kind of have to focus on to a point where you can't watch the chat as closely, and then you check back later to see something that would have been pertinent had you looked at it at the time. Be like, oh, thank you for the donation 20 minutes ago that I missed with the chat of Rabbit. Don't go in that room. You will die and lose all your progress.
Yeah, that was Elden Ring. That was my Elden Ring playthrough. My Elden Ring playthrough. Look, I love all my henchmen to death. It's very hard to pay attention to my chat when I got 9 fucking dragons breathing down my throat, and I'm running through hallways going, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. This is a bad castle. So my streamer love language is finding games that are chill, interesting to watch, and also I can pay attention to my chat because of the input that I put in.
Yeah.
Like EDF6 is good for that, because like I can always look at my chat if I play EDF6 because I'm being shot through the air like a fucking ragdoll. It's fine. A lot of my ARPGs, same thing. Same thing. I can look through, especially with the fucking low energy builds I make. And you're gonna love why I make low energy builds, like the Last Raid or Righteous Fire build that I'm making for the Path of Exile League. Both of them are low energy. Because I'm almost 40, I can't hit 98 buttons. I could, but I don't wanna.
I am not a pianist. I have what my old teacher, Mrs. Millinger, used to call stupid fingers.
Falcon sword. I want a fucking sword. Jesus.
Well, Chad, forgot to reinstall games, so we're playing Hatris.
One of my favorite streams. I love telling this story. I was just starting to stream, and I've been streaming for about a year, maybe a year and a half. And my parents just realized that I was a streamer. Because I realized I forgot to tell them. Because I remember my sister texted me and went, hey, you don't work at the restaurant anymore? And I went, oh shit, I forgot to tell you guys.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't come up in conversation, really.
Oh no, I'm selling hardcore drinks.
Well, they know I wouldn't do that because like they're just like, look, there's like they probably had that conversation going like, look, does Matt even know what drugs are or where they are, like where they exist? Like I'm guessing not. I'm guessing he doesn't. So, I was streaming, and it was St. Patrick's Day. This is so fun. It was St. Patrick's Day, and they had this fucking beer at the bar I go down to. They had this green beer that they made. It was their blonde ale. They put pistachio butter in it. That shit was green and tasted like candy.
Ooh.
I drank so many of those, I forgot my last name, address, and social security number. And then I had a wild thought, and I went, oh shit, I gotta stream, fuck. Oh, damn it. And so, like, I'm walking up the hill back to my apartment, like fucking, like I look like Frankenstein, just like, and like, there's just a violinist on top of my fucking apartment building going, and I'm just going, just fucking just like walking back up my hill. And I get in my apartment, and I don't sit in my chair so much that I just pour myself into my chair. And I go, fuck, what do I gotta stream? And I went, I do not have the energy to fucking play anything right now. And I went, oh, but I gotta stream. What do I have? And, oh, thank you for the 100 bits. What does the trope of the straight man mean to you? I love being the straight man. For my more mischievous friends, I love being the straight man because most of the time I don't know that I'm part of a bit. And it's very funny. It's very funny that I'm part of a bit. So, can I just empty you? Oh, no. No, I can't. Okay. Do I empty you in here? Or can I empty it into my metal bank? Okay, this is going to be slightly more of a pain in the ass than I thought. Okay. Well, we're just going to fill up the inventory with gold rocks, and then we're just going to go from there. How about that, big dog?
I saw a good one of Rutger Hauer from Blade Runner. You know, the fucking the death monologue scene, and the caption was changed to, "You wouldn't believe the bits I've committed to."
Dude, it's so funny. Is this a drunk story before or after the TFS incident? No, that was during Sky Second was the TFS incident, which I didn't expect that one. I was fucking beside myself because then I suddenly went from having 100 fucking followers to way more than 100 followers, which was insane. Now I also kind of do stuff with Team 4-Star. I do every so often. Like, I also work on Unexpectables, and I know Lanny, and I know Taka, and it's weird. My life is weird. My favorite thing I like saying is this is one of the more desperate things I did, but I said if I'm gonna make almost minimum, like below minimum wage being as a chef, I'd rather go ahead and earn below minimum wage at my own leisure. So I went into streaming. That way, if I can't cut the mustard, I don't have my manager to blame. I have me to blame. I got into my apartment. Let me finish this because I have ADHD and I'm going to forget the story. So I went into it and I was like, what can I stream? What can I stream because I'm very drunk? And I found Windows 95 Solitaire. And I went, fuck yeah, we're gonna play Solitaire. And I did a 2-hour stream, drunk off my ass, for Solitaire. And it was so fucking funny. And that was one of my biggest streams ever on my channel, was me being fucking drunk off my ass and playing Solitaire. I was also the top person on Twitch, the entire website, playing Solitaire. What's the worst example of the straight man trope? Oh god, I have no idea. I remember halfway through the stream, Connor came in, and he was also very drunk. And he went, what are you doing? And I'm like, playing Solitaire, and he was like, hell yeah, brother. And we were just drunk playing Solitaire, and it was the most fun I've ever had on a stream. That was also the day after where I realized I cannot bounce back like I used to from being completely fucking sycophantic drunk. Because, like, once I was over 30, my hangovers turned into, from me drinking some coffee and getting on with my day, to me going, I am dying and melting at the same time.
I require fluids and nutrients.
Yeah.
I think that's easy. The worst straight man, it's got to be Principal Skinner.
How so?
You ever see the bit where for the school, talent show or whatever, he and Chalmers are trying to do who's on first, and they get like 2 lines into it, and Skinner is like, "Oh, I see where the confusion is," and he just like logically explains it, and Chalmers is like, "Well, Seymour, in 2 minutes you've managed to destroy a classic 100-year-old vaudeville bit," and he just shakes his head and like walks off the stage like, "Ah, what a putz."
Yeah, I think the worst thing you can do as a straight man is just answer the question bluntly. You gotta lean into it. You have to understand that you have a straight man on this, and then just work to it. Because it makes the joke so much funnier. You have to go ahead and go into the bit knowing that you're a part of the bit, and also go ahead and ask the right probing questions. You can't just go, yes. Like it's like improv, right? Snake Slayer, it's like improv. You can't be like, the guy can't be like, oh yeah, I was just driving my car, and then you, as a straight man, goes, that is incorrect. Like, you can't do that. Like, that's no fun.
Yeah, I actually came in on the TFS raid. That was where I discovered you. I was over there watching. I forget. It's been years at this point. I forget exactly what it was. They were premiering. It was, I forget if it was a DBCA episode or movie, or it might have been a Hellsing episode. But yeah, afterwards, Taka shouted you out, and he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna go, raid my boy. Hey, Mr. Rabbit," because there were like, it was a big premiere. There was like thousands of fucking people in the chat, and he was like, "You ready for this?" Leaning into the camera. We're gonna change a boy's life, and then they shot it over to you, and I'm like, "Oh, this guy's funny." I stuck around from there.
A lot of people have. It's very nice that my viewership went from like 1 to now I have an average of 21. I have an average of like 20 to 40 every time I stream, which I think is very humbling. I have a lot of humility doing this, and like I play off like I play off like I don't, because I think that's funnier. To basically be like Max Headroom. But like breaking kayfabe, I like how the fuck do I say it? Is it cash fab, kayfabe, what kayfab? What? I don't know what the fuck this is.
Kayfab, I believe.
Kayfab, yeah. Like I am really fucking grateful that like people still stick around to watch me, and also support me financially. My parents are still baffled to any fucking degree that I have supported myself. Sometimes by the skin of my ass. The Elden Ring stream where I had to live. But they are bewildered that I support myself financially through doing this. I remember my mom talking to my aunt, and I know she was talking about me because my mom was just like, yeah, well, I don't know what he does, but like, he pays the bills, so it works, so it's good. I was about to end the stream, and then Midnight was just like, hold on, something's happening. And like, he left for like 30 seconds and he came back in, and Midnight was like, Rabbit, you need to get the fuck ready. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? He's like, he was just like, you just have to get ready. And I go, for what? Like, what's happening? Are bombs falling? What's going on? Just joking with my little bro. I'm like, what's wrong, little guy? What's happening? Did Timmy fall down the well? And then I got raided by like the most amount of people I've ever seen. My chat was speedballing. Like, my chat was scrolling like it was on fucking Adderall. And I did not know what to do. I cried. I cried. I'm humble. I watched Sesame Street. I watched like fucking, I watched Bob Ross. I cry. I cry a lot. I'm a big man who cries a lot. I'm a big, big man. And I had an emotional meltdown. I had an emotional meltdown live on the internet.
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
I really was. I screamed. I screamed a lot. I had a bunch of people. Some are loyal henchmen. Some were weird. Some were aberrant. But, like, you know, I'm so grateful that everybody fucking... Like, most fucking everybody stuck around. Like, it is my dream. It will probably never happen, but it's my dream to get partner and to get a sponsorship of something. What is that? I have no idea, but I would love it. And I know
Bad
I
Dragon?
can do it. No, not Bad Dragon. Like, look, all the VTubers have Bad Dragon and fucking air drinks and whatnot. Honestly, let me get weird. Let me have a textile company. let me go ahead and have a little bit of stock in a textile company.
Hey, Mr. Rabbit. Brought to you by Pennsylvania Blue Coal.
Well, dude, we'll call it like Rab Rags or something like that. It'll be that sounds cute. I'll do that. Rab Rags. Or another thing I've seen a bunch of people, or another thing I saw a bunch of fucking YouTubers and whatnot have up. And when I say these things, I'm not putting any stink on nobody. Trust me, I know tons of people who were like sponsored by like Bad Dragon or some shit. Two of the friends I talked to, one local, one online, are dominatrixes. Like, it is what it is, right? Like that's the family adage. It is what it is. We all do whatever we do to pay bills, all right? Like, I don't give a shit.
Is that the correct plural? Is it dominatrixes? Is it like dominatrices?
I've heard it as both, actually. I use dominatrixes, but it might be dominatrices.
Linguists, sound off in the chat.
Yeah. You know what? If I do a sponsor, I want it to make sense for what I do. What do? I joke around with people, I play old games, and I'm middle-aged. And I talk with other people who are like in their early 30s, like early to mid 30s, going into like early late 40s. I think the oldest person I talk to on the reg, I think, is 51. So let's get into that shit. You know what we need? Fucking tea. Tea. We'll do tea. I could do that. Rab Rags may absorb liquid. I've always been a big proponent of just like sketch comedy, and even like this candle video. Even this candle video that I'm gonna make with my friends. I'm doing that because it's funny. I like all my stuff. I would love to go ahead and make skits in the same vein as like, for any Ohioans in the chat, there's a thing you might remember called the Big Chuck and Little John show, where they had a bunch of skits. They also had Gilardi and Houlihan. And like, I think doing skits for like various like products and whatnot, or just doing skits because they're funny, would be great to do. And I would love to do that with like the 70s film grain and shit like that. I think that would just be a fucking joy to do. I've loved skit comedy since like before I could walk. I would love to get Charleston Chew to sponsor this stream. I would love to do that. I'm a big fan of any historical candy. I love Charleston Chews, Peanut Chews. Oh my god, Peanut Chews are the best fucking shit. This side of the fucking, like, this side of the Mason-Dixon, Peanut Chews are the best fucking things, man. So fucking good.
Brought to you by Beeman's Chewing Gum.
Do you know how weird it would be for just like all these people just like my new energy drink, and we're like brought to you by Beeman's chewing gum. For over 150 years, mankind has put this gum in their mouth, and you can too by using my code RABBIT to save 10% off your order. There's also this guy. I haven't watched him in a while. I don't know if it's still around. There's this candy maker in Florida. He makes candy. I can't remember his fucking name, but I remember Monty showed me him. And I was just fucking just bewildered. And like, I looked at it and I was like, I want that. That would be a good sponsor. I would love to sponsor that, dude. Yes, Rabbit, that's what candy makers do. I know. I'm sorry. I'm almost 40. I have a degenerating brain.
There's this man in Florida, this candy maker. He makes candy.
You know, now that you said it, yeah, that did sound silly what I said, what came out of my mouth. Fuck me. When you're right, you're right. Yeah. Cover me in shit and throw me to the wolves. You're right. When you're right, you're right.
I sent you a thing that you should just have as a fucking banner ad with no explanation.
What if they got on my ass about that, though? Look, the last surviving member of the Beeman's dynasty. Alright? What if he got on my ass? What if he's just waiting? Alright? He's lurking like an alligator.
Rabbit, are you seriously suggesting that 83-year-old Dolores Beeman is aware of Twitch?
I'm sure an aide would tell her. And then, like, I don't know any lawyers. I did. I don't know them anymore. And that would be a weird thing. I'm like, you might not remember me from college when I took care of your giant monstrous dog. But I need you to do my ass a solid.
I am being sued by a chewing gum heiress.
You know, I would tell that to my mom, and she would just not even look up from her magazine. She'd be like, yeah, that sounds like my boy. That sounds like my boy.
Well, life finds a way.
Was it the one from Tallahassee? Yes! It was the Florida candy maker from Tallahassee. That's what I remember. Oh my god. Dude, I would just lose my fucking shit, honestly. Yeah, I would. Lofty Pursuits, that's what it was. I would love to be a sponsor for him. Oh my god. If only because I might get candy out of it, and I love candy. I really love candy.
I would not object to being paid in candy.
Peach rings are my favorite, but like his old-fashioned hard candy, I love old-fashioned hard candy, man.
Man, there's a candy store around here that has a lot of, you know, classic candy. Like they actually have at the counter, you can get Beeman Scum and like blackjack and stuff. But some of my like specialty old candies that I really look for, they don't have. So I still have to get off fucking Amazon. Like they don't have cactus candy, they don't have Sky bars. They have gummy cola bottles, but only the regular ones, not the sour ones.
Yeah, I know what you're shooting at. Yeah, I haven't seen any of the OG ones. I honestly think it's because I was like, my mom and pa worked all the time. So like me being like raised, like I was a 90s kid, was being raised as like a 50s kid, like, because of my grandparents. And like, I just love old-fashioned stuff. I like old-fashioned music. I still use like fucking vinyls, all right? Like I love records. Like when I'm cooking and shit, I love just putting on records and just listening to shit. And like I still listen to like 70s prog rock and whatnot because I still am my mom's kid. Like I still have Yes and fucking Nazareth and fucking Alice Cooper and shit. But do you want to know the three vinyls I got for $6 at a knick-knack store in downtown today? It was a couple days ago. I got it for $6. All right. Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass Going Places. I shat my pants. I was like, fuck yeah. I did not think, like, dude, for $2?
Oh, hell
Herb
yeah.
Alpert and the Tijuana Brass? Get the fuck out of here. Then I also have a classical album, Tchaikovsky for Swan Lake Ballet, because I love classical music. Thanks, Grandma.
Nice.
Grandma really, like she was just like, I don't know what kid you're gonna be, but you're gonna be a kid who loves classical music. Like, dragging me.
God damn it, more of y'all need to listen to WFMT. We got the best classical music station in the country in Chicago, and you can stream it off their website or their app or whatever, so you can get it anywhere.
Yeah, toss me a link to that. I'll listen to that.
Yeah, they got no pre-recorded ads. The very few sponsors that they do take, they just have the on-air presenters just read the ads off of a sheet of paper.
As the way it ought to be.
Yeah, so you're not listening to the Rite of Spring and then all of a sudden fucking car horns from like pre-recorded ads and jingles and none of that shit that fucks with the vibe. They have they're mostly classical, but on other days of the week they have other stuff like for 4 hours on Sunday they'll have jazz, and like Saturday nights will be like folk music and that kind of shit. They have sometimes they'll rebroadcast the Metropolitan Opera and all kinds of great shit. They've got they used to have a classical music trivia show called La Triviata.
That's cute. Oh yeah, the third album I got. You're gonna love this. Dave just gave me this one. My friend Dave. He's around my dad's age. Me and him vibe a lot around vinyls. You're gonna love this. He was like, you like really old retro stuff, right, Matt? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you're gonna like this. It is a vinyl of the Trans-Electronic Music Production Incorporation called Switched on Bach. And it's all done on the 1971 Virtuoso electronic synthesizer.
Ooh.
And I went, I've never heard of that device. And he showed it to me, and we were talking about it for like 5 minutes. And I went, I would love one of these. And he looked at me dead in the eye and went, if you have it, you will need to tell me where you live so I can see it. You see, this is also a thing I couldn't put on my throne, because I'd be like, does anyone know? Because somebody would be like, so, what is a 1971 Virtuoso electronic synthesizer, Rabbit? And I'm like, I'm glad you asked. Because it's a thing I've always ogled. And I love that conversation me and Dave had, because Dave also thought I was like in my 20s. So he looked over at me and he was just like, hey, you're too young to have those vinyls. And I'm like, I listen to these with my grandma all the time. And he's like, oh, well, I guess that's fine. He's just, he's just doing the old man fucking with me. I get that. And so he's helping me look for that Virtuoso CD, the Virtuoso record. And I was just like, man, I love looking through vinyl. He's like, that isn't the best. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I remember back in the Hartville flea market before it was like indoors and shit. Like, it was just a patch of dirt in the woods. And like me and my family would just go in there looking for bargains. He goes, oh yeah, no, I remember that too. That was a long time ago. And I'm like, oh yeah. And then like if I found something good, I'd go ahead and just like I'd go ahead and call back to, I'd run to the payphone and then go ahead and just call my, aunt and just tell her I found a big one. Because I was really small back then. When I was like 6 or 7, I could just go ahead and just weave through all the people. And they'd leave me alone because I was just a kid. And they're just like, what the fuck's this kid doing? Just speeding through everything. And I would just ogle all the stands and run back. And if I couldn't find my fam, I would go ahead and just like fucking call use the payphone. This is like fucking ring, I think it was my aunt's pager or something.
This was back in the day, Chad.
Yeah, and so when I said that, Dave looked at me and he was just like, Matt? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, how old are you? And I went, oh, I'm 39. I'm going to be 40 next month. And his head exploded. He was like, you are not 39. And I went, yeah. I was like, yeah. I'm like, how did you think I was? He's like, 24. And I'm like, I feel like I should go down to one of those carnival games, you know, guess their age, shave, wear my hat, and then just completely just clear out the shelves. I really feel like I could do that. No, Dave was bewildered. He found the record, and then he was just shaking his head going like, golly, as he's walking back into the fucking store.
Gosh.
Yeah, he did. He was like, gosh, I cannot believe you are 39 years old. And
This
I'm
was,
like, yeah.
This was back in the day, Chad, where you could pick up the payphone and be like, hello, operator, give me Klondike 427.
Well, you could. But yeah, no, use the fucking payphone and then just hitting the pager and then putting down the fucking, yeah, I had the whole system. I went over to the payphone just out at the time. I have done that, like talking to some of the younger people when I go drinking. I'm just like, yeah. So I went over to this, which was, you know, the style at the time.
Yeah, when you're at a payphone with no money and you call your parents, collect, but you knew they weren't going to pick up and accept the charges, so you had to try and get your entire message into the your name here, like 2 seconds they give you, like, I'm done with the ice rink.
Yeah! I did that so much in high school. We had payphones in my high school. And so, like, I would have to call my folks and just be like, I'd just be like, hey, Dad, pay me 5 minutes to the hall. like we knew collect shorthand. Oh my god!
Don't cite the deep magic to me. I was there when it was written.
There's like a lot of like situations, the problem we've had. I've heard these since I've heard these since like 95. Like I know it. I've gone through it. I'm gonna tell you right now, no matter how bad things get or look, Chad, it'll get better. I wish it always gets better. Every ship has a way of righting itself.
Look, the moral arc of the universe bends toward justice, but only if you jump up and down on the motherfucker.
It's true. It's true. I got the newspaper every day from my dad, and then that turned to me getting the newspaper every so often from my grandpa. That stopped just last year.
Yeah. Somebody was talking recently about like societal progress, and it was like one thing that I don't think young people are able to properly comprehend is that until very recently, the entire world just smelled like cigarettes all the time, everywhere you went.
That is true. I remember my dad handed me like a handful of coins, and he would ask me to go ahead and get him a pack of Camels out of the cigarette vending machine.
Yep.
You don't have those anymore. We don't have these anymore. Justifiably, for good reason, now when I think about it. But, like, like, that was a thing. I'd be
Yeah.
9. I'd walk into the lobby of a bar, because I knew that's where they lived. I'd throw them in. The dude at the door would look at me, and I would point at the vending machine, and he'd, like, nod and go, oh, yeah, okay, well, that's fine, kid. Just don't go through the other door. Like,
I will occasionally still see one. Not, like, stocked and operational, mind you, but, like, a husk of one somewhere that was just never, you know, they never paid to have it hauled away. It was just one day it was no longer an option to call and have deliveries to have it restocked. So they're like, all right, I guess it's just living there in the corner empty forever.
oh, yeah, I've seen them turned into, like, centerpieces and shit like that. Neat collection items. I saw this really nice one that was, like, an old Vegas one. Like, an old Vegas one. Had wood paneling. It was off-white and gold accents. And it had...
chunky chrome, like, push buttons.
No, it had mother-of-pearl pull handles.
Oh...
It was so nice. And the shafts were this gold color. Like, it was like this burnished brass. It was so fucking pretty. Yeah, I saw that on the TV, and both me and my dad at the same time went, just looking at it.
Damn!
Me and my dad love the old shit, man. Oh, man. My dad probably single-handedly keeping Mad Magazine in business.
He's on a first-name basis with Alfred E. Newman.
If there's anybody who is, probably me and my old man.
Oh, God damn it, I just saw one of the funniest, meanest things I've ever seen. Somebody noticed a single ant walking around on their, like, back deck. They had a jelly donut with a single bite taken out of it. They set it down. The ant walked up to it, like, kind of touched the edge of it, and then ran towards the edge of the deck to, you know, get everybody to come towards it. Like, guys, you'll never believe what I found. And right as it walked, you know, over the edge of the deck and out of sight, they removed it and replaced it with, like, a tiny crumb of the donut that all these ants swarm around, and the caption is, they're never gonna believe him again.
Oh my god.
That's cruel.
This is my favorite event. Just take care of the evil tree, burn it down, get a bunch of fucking items out of it. If I get Necronium salvage, we're in fucking business. Because I spent, like, basically about $1 million just adding all the rooms in my house.
Tom Shock. No, little German boy, this isn't a Zoom call. Opens like, oh mein Gott, ist ein Google-Meeten.
Das Google Meet. Oh, fuck yeah.
No, little German boy, don't go into the drag show. Oh mein Gott, this theater is full of Kontenserven.
Hello, German boy meme. Honestly, timeless. I love it. You need to understand, though. I found Vitrola Lolthame in the old school, like, RuneScape font. And I went, yep, I'm using that song forever. Because I fucking love the Vitrola Lol song. It's so timeless to me. Oh, I miss old internet culture. Okay, I miss 20% of old internet culture. 20. Yeah, 20%. I'll say that. There's a lot of it that, in the scheme of things, nah, it's not great. But
Yeah. Probably for the best that we no longer have, you know, fucking 12-year-olds just signing into an AOL chat room full of mystery people just going ASL.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Or like fucking the old internet, like 2005, me playing Ragnarok, MapleStory, and fucking like anything of a forum. Dude, it's so weird because like I remember there's a Twitter thread where somebody was like, yeah, do you guys remember Gaia Online? And I responded to it with, yeah, I remember, and it was called Go Gaia. The person who made the thread messaged me and went, Jesus fucking Christ. I was like, yeah, I remember that.
Jesus, you're old as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, online Methuselah.
Thank you, internet youth.
It is weird that, like, our generation went through basically, like, we got shotgunned through analog to digital really fucking fast and used every single medium up until this point. I used to know software. I don't know software anymore. Yesterday, I realized that you could just click drag a folder and it will auto-zip its contents into the folder. I didn't know when that started, but, like, it scared me. It scared me. It frightened me. I was like, what?
Sorcery! You threw gasoline at the screen.
Yeah, I fucking recorded like that guy from the fucking Quasimodo movie, just witchcraft, and I fucking threw oil on it. Like, I didn't know I didn't know you could fucking do that. Was Gaia Online one of the ones you broke? No, that wasn't one of the ones I broke. I actually like Gaia Online. I like Gaia Online, and a lot of my friends are on Gaia Online. My girlfriend at the time when I was in college loved Gaia Online, so I didn't touch it. I like going through the role-playing threads and whatnot, and just looking at all the neat ideas that people made for OCs and characters, because that really inspired just short stories and whatnot that I wrote, because I found a lot of their stories really interesting. And if I wrote a story about their character, I would go ahead and message it and be like, hey, you mind if I just, like, wrote a little bit about your dude and whatnot? And a lot of people were honored, and, like, that's how I made a lot of friends, way back in the early aughts. Actually, that's kind of how I joined, like, a group of players in, I didn't want to go here, I wanted to go to Falador. That's actually how I found a lot of people online in MapleStory. Was through Gaia, Go Gaia, because I would just write stories or show interest in it, and then we would talk, and they'd be like, "Hey, do you play any games?" And which was the common thing. I'm like, "Yeah, I play Ragnarok. I play the official server, and I also play." I didn't tell them about my rat behavior in the private servers. That was a very secret. I introduced myself as Dr. Jekyll. They didn't need to know about me being Mr. Hyde. Actually, up until very recently, when I became a little bit fucking old, have I been talking about my rat adventures back in the day of shattering fucking video games with my fucking friends. The private servers are great.
Yeah, now that the statute of limitations is up.
Now that I think about it, yeah, that's probably why, honestly. Yeah, you're probably onto something, honestly, Spaz. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. That's probably why. No. I met a bunch of people through Go Gaia, and a lot of them played MapleStory, which made sense. The aesthetic was the same, more or less. And then, yeah, we would just do all kinds of things. That was one of the things that made me comfortable enough to play my favorite character in MapleStory. I played a bishop. I played a bishop whose name was Ecclesiary, who I just ran through people, and I was one of the handful of very high-level bishops, and like that made me make more and more friends. Because I don't know about you, but if you made a group and there's a guy who's just standing around, just kind of just checking his emails and doing his college homework. And he had the ability to hit a single 4 key, the number 4 on his keyboard, and for a minute you got double experience for everything. I want to take that guy. I would normally just be on like one end of the fucking monster map, and I'd just be like, yeah, you just tell me whenever you're done, big guy. And if you're low on health, just come back toward me and just like make a sound, and I'll look up for my homework, and I will just go ahead and just heal you, and you get back in there. And I normally gave them a list. If they dropped anything, that's what I want. If they dropped like 1 or 2 pieces of equipment, that's what I wanted. And honestly, it wasn't for me. It was normally for my girlfriend. Because she played the hammer and I played the anvil. Because bishops with their ability to heal and shit could basically just get slapped around a lot, and I wouldn't give a shit because I'd just be like, I'd be mending my body as the same rate to be broken. My girlfriend played a knight, whatever the top tier of knight was. Dragon Knight? I don't remember. Night Lord! That's what she played. She played a Night Lord. And she was the hammer. She was nothing but offense. Oh, God bless her. She was made of Formica. But, but like, if the monster didn't notice her, oh, God, it was broken in twain. God, I love MapleStory. I went back to that 3 months ago just to see like how it changed and whatnot. And it's really weird to hear both Sarah and Bosco in it. It's really fucking weird.
Oh, found him. Found the Bosco. Take a shot.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was like, because like they're my friends. They're my friends. They're good friends of mine. I've known for years now. And like, we talk about this and that and everything, and I'm just like, and you're in my video game. That is neat. It's actually why I do voice acting, and I keep trying auditions. I've been trying to get into voice acting for 2 years. Haven't gotten any role, but we're still hopeful. And the reason for that is because I want to be in a game where I can do voice lines with my friends. Like,
yeah.
And like, it would be really cute to do a cutscene with me, Bosco, and Sarah, and that would be really fucking fun to do. That would be really fucking neato. It's the same thing of like doing it with like Connor or whatnot. I want to go ahead and do projects and whatnot and do them with my friends. And that's what keeps me in the ring. Like Lex Luthor, that's why I stay in the game, Amazo. Like, it's my favorite episode of Justice League, by the way, was the one of Lex being chased by Amazo, and he had that oh, God. Fucking Clancy Brown did that fucking immaculate fucking speech as Lex, and it's so good. That speech is so inspiring to me. That's why he stays in it. That's why he doesn't die. That's why he doesn't do anything. Like, he wants to see the next thing. And it's not just like, it's because I'm evil or whatnot. It's a genuine curiosity.
Amazo, you don't understand. In like 20 years, there's going to be live, real-time anime girls shaking their titties on the internet while playing Minecraft. I have to live to see that. And it was just really neat. And I still liked MapleStory, but I stopped playing it, and it wasn't because the game was bad or anything. It was because I do RuneScape and everything else. And once I finish Mr. Everything on RuneScape, I will probably go ahead and do like MapleStory.
I'm bleeding into doing everything on Guild Wars 2. The Berserker is very fun. He doesn't die, and I'm very confident that I can go ahead and chief a lot of fucking content with that fucking warrior. I'm very confident on that. Can I solo raid? God, no, I'm not Lord Heezen. But, I feel like I could at least do that, and I'm pretty sure warriors in group content are pretty good to have. I don't know if they're healers or whatnot. Well, you don't know if warriors can heal. It's Guild Wars 2. Every class is weird. I would love to be a healer as a warrior and just grab a guy going, "Stop dying!" and throw him back in the field. Like, I like to think that's how they heal.
Well, they actually heal by throwing themselves rather than throwing other people. Their staff skills are all like leaps or dashes. Like their staff 2 is a leaping like smash down that heals and grants might around where they land. They're just like action and jump into the fight.
Like it looks like A-Net's gonna go ahead and do a lot of stuff with the spear. Like they're gonna do a lot of balance changes for like probably Thief and Mesmer if I had to guess about it. But like I feel like Warrior is going to be very consistent because Guild Wars 2 Warrior has been consistent. Like, it's like the doer.
Just quiet in their lane, thriving, hydrated.
Yeah, because I've never seen any major nerfs or whatnot to, like, Warrior. I've never seen any major buffs to Warrior either, but, like, every time I see, like, group play or whatnot, there is a Warrior. I think the way Warrior does support, if I had to guess, is probably, I've heard a term called Banner Boy being thrown around. And I do notice that there's a lot of banner skills, so I think the supporting guy is just me holding up flags going, "Go team, go! Go team, go! Go team, go!" I think that's how they support, which if that's the case, I'm down for it. I like Warriors.
Go sports, do the thing, win the point.
I like, I think I naturally am inclinated toward doing Warriors. Or something therein. I like melee classes. I do like doing range and shit like that, but like, for the most chill experience, I think melee builds are just fun. In like, action RPGs and everything else, I just really like the dude. You know, the dude whose skill is a dude with the sword and the shield. Lord Knight from RO, that was my main, Emon Tizzle. I played a Lord Knight. His name was Sir Drywall. He was so, God, Lord Knight Spiral Pierce was the way I normally did shit. I also had a very, very good sword shield Lord Knight that was pretty fucking strong too.
Yeah,
no, wait, the Sword and Board guy wasn't a Lord Knight. He was a fucking, what was it? What? Hold on, racking my brain. Neurons. Grand Crusader. That's what he was. He was a Grand Crusader. You were two-handed for max attack speed of Berserk Pots. You were my best friend. You were my best friend. But Lord Knight of Spiral Pierce was very good for card fishing, in my opinion. I think he was the best. Was he the best? I don't know, but that's where I lived.
Yeah, Warrior Spear, at least from the beta review, is primarily a ranged weapon for them. They huck the fucking thing.
I love that so much for them. They needed a good range weapon. I like the longbow. The longbow's really good. I think when Janthier Wilds comes out, I think Spear is going to be I think Spear is going to overtake the longbow.
Yeah, longbow can be fun for it's got stupid potential for like AoE and it does a lot of bleeding and burning, so it's a good weapon for like
Zerk.
combination of power and condition damage, like Vipers or something. Because you're just constantly laying out fire fields. Between the three is like a giant, burning circle. The burst skill is a giant burning rectangle.
It's fun. I'm gonna do Celestial Zerker with Axe Torch and a longbow. Then I'll probably have a support build that's the Banner Boy. Probably the Banner Boy with the staff. Because I looked at the skills for the staff and I'm like, that just seems like the support weapon that warriors have wanted for years.
It's pretty fun.
I've seen you use it. It looks fun. It really does look a lot of fun. Oh, God. I saw Ragnarok on Steam. I don't know if it's, like, the official one or if it's, like, the last holdout of Ragnarok, but, like, I do want to try that, and if that's the case, I do want to go ahead and see if whenever I get the time, which is hard, but if I do get the time, I do want to go ahead and maybe give that a little looky-loo. Give that a little try. See if I can't remember how to go ahead and be the Lord Knight that the world needs. One of my friends was insane, though. He played an Alchemist. I remember he explained to me Alchemist, and I could feel myself go cross-eyed, my brain leak out of my skull a little bit. And I went... And after he explained his entire, like, build and everything he does and what he does with his familiar and everything... No, Homunculus. It was called a Homunculus. I looked at him, and he was like, so what do you think? And I went, it sounds like you know how to play Alchemist. That's all I got. Good. I'm gonna say great and good.
Good and great. Great and good.
Great and good. That man could turn his homunculus into a fucking, like, damage cannon. That thing was insane. But there is a fun thing I liked about Ragnarok, which was a rule of truth. A rule of truth. If you were walking any map and you saw an angel ring, you got the fuck out of that map. You got the fuck out of that map. Shit, that thing will fucking ruin you.
I must go now. My planet needs me.
Angel rings were so fucking bad. Angel rings were one of the strongest roaming boss monsters in Ragnarok. Angel rings were so fucking putrid strong. And every time I saw one, turned into Charlie Brown with the football, going, I can take him. Because I really want his angel ring card.
Send me in, coach.
You didn't take on the angel ring with yourself and a buddy. You took on the angel ring with yourself and an army. This cute little pudding drop with a halo. And he had the cutest little itty bitty wings. And, like, you just had, like, fucking 20 people at the other end of the map going, alright, buff up like a son of a bitch! 4 of us are gonna live after this! And we need to tell the other 16 people's families why their sons and daughters aren't coming home! And it's just bouncing toward us cutely going... And we're going, hold! Hold! Attack!
God, there is some... Have you seen any of the wild fucking shit coming out of the previews for the like Pathfinder 2E and the Starfinder, the new shit, the new books that they're putting out?
Not too familiar with them. Run them by
There's
me.
a One of them is a level 20 monk feat called Godbreaker. You uppercut them into the fucking sky and then leap after them and like punch them again and send them higher, and you keep following them. It's a string of like 3 attacks, and if you succeed with all of them, you get to like volleyball slam them back down and like land on them.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, if any of the attacks miss, it's just, well, you both fall and take whatever applicable fall damage. And there's this one I saw the other day, Quantum Negation. Focus 10, Uncommon, Anchoring, Concentrate, Death, Focus, Mental, Witch Warper. For when you really want to get back at the low-level NPC who screwed you over 50 sessions ago. Range is within your quantum field. It targets one creature. Defense, it's a basic will save. You expose a target to a reality in which it's already dead, or never existed in the first place. Once targeted, the creature becomes temporarily immune for 1 minute. The effect of the spell depends on the target's level. If this spell brings a target of level 16 or lower to 0 hit points, it ceases to exist in this reality. At the GM's discretion, this may mean it's impossible to restore the target to life without the intervention of a deity, wish, or similar magic. A target of level 17 or higher merely dies instantly when this spell reduces it to 0 hit points, instead of being erased from reality. The target attempts a basic will save. The spell's damage has no damage type.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it says level 13 or lower, the target takes 9,999 damage. It reduces the degree of success of its will save by 1 step. 14th to 16th, the target takes 25 d10 damage. 17th level or higher, the target takes 20 d10 damage.
Sweet fucking Molly. Was it even possible to kill the angel ring? Yes, it was. It had like 1 million fucking health though. Like that thing was, oh my god, that thing was just a fucking nightmare. On my Grand Crusader no less, which was the more durable one. But I switched a little bit of damage for a lot more defense. Still fucking ripped through me like paper.
Yeah, they're...
I would rather go to my favorite grinding zone for my Grand Crusader, which I like to call shit is really fucked island, than fight the Angel Ring. When they added Gunslinger, Taekwon, and Ninja, you stopped being able to follow the War of Imperium tactic. Shit was complex as fuck. Yes. Yes, I agree. I like Gunslinger because of my natural love of anything with guns. Another reason why I really like that fucking gun saber that they got in Guild Wars 2. Hey, what's up? What's up, sexy gun sword? How you doing? It's me.
Well, yes, I will fully charge this Dragon Slash and fire all my shells at once.
Dragons can't fight back when you blow them in half. That's all I'm saying. Like, it just makes you remind of a Jujutsu Kaisen bit where Gojo's running through a field of flowers laughing and going, "I'll murder you!" Yeah, that's exactly what the Angel Ring was. Like, the moment you saw an Angel Ring, it was jazz music stops. Get the fuck out, go back to Frontera, tell everyone what you saw. Tell them right now. Tell them right now. Go now. I'd rather go back to fucking Niflheim than fucking go back to fight the Angel Ring. I hate it. Another thing I really did like about the Lord Knight was they were some of the most malleable classes in Ragnarok. Because they were really just a natural melee-based evolution of Novice, which I really did like. If there was a monster that had like the ghost archetype or something where your physical attacks couldn't hit, you could very easily just put like a very cheap, kind of easy to find monster card that like added fire damage, like just a little bit of fire damage or something. And at that point, your Lord Knight could just tear right the fuck through those goddamn ghosts like they were nothing. It was so fucking good. It was so fucking easy. And I loved it. I loved it to death. God, I loved it. I loved you. Oh, I loved you so much, Lord Knight. Ragnarok Online, Desi. That's the game. That was my crucible. That's where I went to Rat Academy at. The Academy of Rats. Rat Academy.
Rats.
Rats. Angel rings are so cute. They're so cute. I just want to squish them. I just want to squish them. I know that I'm going to be exploded on the quantum level when I do, but I still want to squish them.
Quantum negation. That's why you don't fuck with the time mage. It's like, okay, everyone who exists, raise your hand. Everyone raises their hands. They point at one person. Not so fast.
Yeah. Yeah. When I played, one of my favorite roguelikes to play is Tales of Maj'Al. My favorite class for that exact reason you said was Paradox Mage. Because I was like, boy howdy, I wish that monster never existed. Boink! And it never did. Oh, God. It was hard to tell what I loved. There's 3 classes four. No, 5. I really liked Tales of Maj'Al, dude. There's 5 classes I really liked. There was Cursed, where you could do two-handed Cursed, wherein your entire modus operandi is you just go with the two-handed fight and the fucking melee curses, and at that point you just, I don't care what you're doing, you go to a map, you hit Z, everything aggro's onto you, and you just watch as they all get deleted. You look like Moroku using the fucking wind tunnel, they're dying so fast. That one's fun. Saw Butcher. That's another good one. Instead of you holding Z and then stuck in, you then just go whee across the map and everything dies because you have 2 fucking ripsaws mounted to your arms. It's really sick. Then, Paradox Mage for the boy howdy, I wish that wasn't there. My favorite one was when I hit a monster so hard that it could clone your moves and shit. It was called a Dreaming Horror. I hated these fucking things. Normally, it was, that's the end of your run when you see a Dreaming Horror. Do you see a Dreaming Horror? Yeah, you're... Good game, buddy. So, I had a move that I slapped on that would bring me back to the current timeline once I very understandably died. So... I hit him with a fucking temporal bolt, and then my computer stopped working for 15 minutes because my CPU went, having to calculate all the shit that just happened. And so it was going, like it was on the ground writhing, like,
Tummy hort.
And so I went, huh. And then I just kind of stood next to it, and I had a toe on my, I had a toe just lashed around my power cord just in case my computer caught on fire. Like if I saw smoke, I was gonna rip that bitch. And then after, I shit you not, 15 minutes, like I was looking up how much a new PC was on my phone. Everything went just really fast. It finally calculated, made everything go hyperspeed. The entire map was gone. It was just a flat tile set. Every monster died. I died 3 times, but came back each time. Thank you, recursive loop. And even the vault, the only thing that was standing was the monster vault because you physically can't destroy the walls. And I went, God damn, I love this class. And that's my #1 favorite class in Tome for that situation. The other 2 I really like are Solipsism, which the game hates you for playing a Solipsis because you can fight a monster and throw it into a dream state where the game has to go, oh, fuck you, and then has to load up 4 other maps that the monster has to go through, and maybe it lives.
God, that reminds me. There's a card in, I forget if it's some fucking trading card game. I forget if it's Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic. It's probably Magic, now that I think about it. That it's like, when you play this card, you set aside the entire game that you're currently playing, and you have to play like a separate game of Magic on the side, and whoever wins that game, it determines like what happens, you know, in that hand. But there's no text on the card that specifies this can only be done once, so you can keep playing it and be like 5 sub games in.
Dude, I could be a rat and run the clock like a motherfucker. Just do that. Just do that for an entire tournament clock, and at the end of the fucking turn before the timer goes, tap 1 mountain, hit him with lightning bolt, and win because I have more life points. I could be the biggest ass! The other class I really liked was called Oozemancer. And Oozemancer was a wizard who was nature-based. So everything that... so magic just didn't affect him, because he always had anti-magic on. And then you had Ooze Bolt, which shot around a room like a bouncy ball and just cleared rooms like a motherfucker. I loved him so much.
With the power of the ooze.
With the ooze. Yeah, and like you could have ooze run off you and become monsters that beat the shit out of people. You could fucking, like, your body was ooze, so like fucking cracks in walls and like locked doors, you could be like slurp and just get in and be like, sup now, bitch, and just fucking kill him. It was so great. I love, oh my god. That game is so fucking weird. I love it to death.
You know the,
oh, God.
In Skyrim, you're familiar with the infinite crafting loop,
yes.
right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I love it to death.
Yeah, there was a guy who did that to get like 102% magic resist onto a single ring, and just, you know, complete immunity to magic. And then when he got to the name your item, your custom, you know, enchanted item screen, the ring was just named Magic Isn't Real, you idiot.
I made a bow that paralyzed somebody forever, and it was called the Don't Tase Me bow. Just fire an arrow, just go thoop, and they're just it did like 1 damage, but like it was gone. Like I had a bunch of just ragdolls floating around across Skyrim.
God, speaking of fucking deleting people, you know Heimskr, the priest of Talos in Whiterun, who's always screaming.
Yes.
His sermons. Yeah. First thing I do in any Skyrim game once I, you know, graduated from playing it on console to PC, because he's not involved in like any major quests or anything. He's not. If I remember correctly, he's marked as essential for some reason, so, you know, you can't just kill him normally, but there's no consequence for removing him from the game, so I don't even, like, there was no mod or anything I used to get rid of him. I literally just, whenever I set foot in Whiterun for the first time in any given file, I walk over to him, open the console, and delete him, and get on with my day.
That's great.
Okay, I don't have to listen to you anymore.
Oh my god. I always tell myself when I play Skyrim, I'm gonna play the, like, fucking just, but just a straight up vanilla experience. Just fucking no mods, no nothing, just as it was intended.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah, and it lasts about 30 minutes before I just go to the mods and go, can I make this game interesting? Like, what do we got? What do we got going on? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, how sweet it is. God, it's so funny.
Yeah, there was I hate characters like that in games that are just. It's like they're not, bad people per se, but they're just fucking annoying on a gameplay level because they're like always in the way or never shut up. Like back when Red Dead 2 first came out, there was this guy who kind of went viral and started a whole bunch of internet discourse for
I'm the king.
This clip went around of him lassoing this random woman in town and dragging her on the back of his horse, across the ground until he got to the swamp and then threw her to the gators. And people were saying like, oh, this game is, is sexist, and people being like, no, it's just an open world game. It just lets you do shit. It's not the game that's sexist. It's the guy. You can't blame the developers for that. And me sitting there watching it, knowing that wasn't a random woman he grabbed. That was the suffragette in Saint Denis who stands outside all day and yells repetitive lines about, wanting to vote, which, like, I agree with you in principle, but, I'm trying to shop for clothes here. Shut the fuck up. He wasn't doing it just to be, haha, random violence to women is funny. It's like, no, he picked the most vocal, annoying NPC in the game and threw to the gators to get some peace and quiet.
I get that. If you make very vocal NPCs, eventually it's gonna hit a point where the player's gonna be like, I need you to be quiet.
Yeah. Like, literally, she was on the street right outside the shopping district, so whenever you were in a shop, fucking around in menus for a long time, like, oh, I'm gonna, buy a whole new wardrobe, and oh, I'm gonna get, some new guns. You could hear her, and her lines were, because she was like trying to annoy people into paying attention, her lines were intentionally repetitive and shrill and just like, let me vote, let me vote, let me vote, let me vote, let me vote. And I'm like, okay, that's enough out of you.
Like, it's just that. Look, if she was screaming about Talos, nobody would have batted an eye. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's just. I get it. Like, Nightmare Emperor just brought up a good one. There's a Barker New Vegas that they'd always cons command because they would just not shut the fuck up. Like. Or, yeah, Desi also brought it up. I used to be an Avenger until I took an arrow knee. Every time a dude said that, I punched them. I punched them really hard.
Oh, so the guards liked you, huh?
Oh, I had a bounty that eventually Bethesda just gave up. Like, Fair just like, you, wow. Like, that's...
I do like the option of if you have high enough speech skill and you have a sufficiently low bounty, like some fucking pittance, like 5 gold or whatever, if you accidentally talk to a guard and they go into the wait, I know you spiel. If there was an option for just, I don't have time for this, do you? And they'd be like, nah. And they just
not really.
Let you get on with your day.
There we go. Well, we got a bunch of new stones, so I'm happy.
Some comic was talking about that. They were an Australian comic, and they were talking about being in the States years ago, and they were just kind of bumming around, like backpacking and staying with friends or whatever, and occasionally living out of their car. And at one point, there was an outdoor faucet behind like a gas station or whatever, and I was washing my hair and a cop came up to me and he's like, hey, what are you doing? And I was like, the only thing I could think to say was like, no, it's okay, mate, I'm Australian. And he asked me for ID, and he looked at my Australian driver's license, and he looked at me. He's like, do you know how much fucking paperwork this is going to be if I bring you in? Just get out of here.
just go.
Yeah.
Go away from me. Let's end the stream off by seeing if we can't get any fucking construction rocks. Construction rocks. Oh, that's a lot of bullshit I don't have the time for. The fuck is that even? Dive into hotspot. What do you do? Oh, that's a lot. No.
Oh, even as broken as Skyrim is, without all the fucking, unofficial patches that the fans and modders have created to fix all the shit that Bethesda didn't, it is nothing compared to how fucking buggy Morrowind is. And, like, not even just bugs of, like, the spaghetti code and shit didn't work right. Janky in terms of, like, this was done intentionally, but why? Like, so much shit in Morrowind that could just fuck you forever. Like, if you let one Ordinator anywhere in the game see you wearing their armor, like if you killed an Ordinator, or you just found a dead one and took their armor and you equipped it, and they saw you wearing it without being an anointed member of their order, you perma-aggroed all Ordinators for life. There was no way to make amends, turn it off. Just any place that Ordinators are, you have to either max stealth or be fine with like a 10,000 gold bounty, because you have to kill your way through the entire city to get anywhere.
That explains so much when I played that game when I was a kid.
Yeah, there was also like 90% of NPCs, if you were a vampire, would at best refuse to deal with you. They would just, no matter if you were wearing a helmet or whatever, they could just instantly recognize you by your fucking aura as a vampire. And best case scenario, they would just say, "Get away with me. I'm not gonna do business with you." Most of them would like call the guards on you, and so you could fuck yourself if you became a vampire without having a checklist of things you needed to get around, like, because fast travel is out. You can't talk to like the Strider, the fucking river bug people, the teleporters, and like the Mages Guild. None of them will deal with you. So all the conventional means of fast travel are out.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, you need to manually walk your ass everywhere. You need to have like, it's like, okay, before you become a vampire, there's this checklist of things you need to have. It's like, ideally, you want all of the stones for the old strongholds that let you teleport between those. If you have them, the keystones. You want a levitate spell, because it's just, generally useful for getting around obstructions. And once you're a vampire, you can't fucking buy one. So get it before you do it. It is the most... I love it deeply for all the, the lore and the world building, but it is one of the most player hostile games ever made.
When I was a kid and I played that game, I knew none of this. All I did was I literally just like got to the dwarven places because I thought the dwarven places were cool. And once I was done with it, I made a new character and I did that again because I really liked it. I just liked the dwarven stuff. I liked the machines. I thought they were really cool.
Yep. Taryn, y'all remember how there was a guy in Skyrim who was apparently a legend or something because he genocided those cliff racers with the pterodactyls, and that is Saint Jub. You put some goddamn respect on his name. He was sainted for obliterating the scourge of cliff racers from Morrowind.
That is so fucking funny.
Yeah, you want to know a really funny thing about cliff racers?
Yeah, tell me.
If you make a custom spell, like a ranged, target spell that on target casts levitate for 1 second, and you hit a cliff racer with it, when the levitate wears off, it takes their innate ability to fly with it, and they just fall to the fucking ground.
No shit.
Yep.
That's fucking funny. I'm really hungry, so I'm gonna go ahead and get some food.
Alright.
So this is where we're gonna end the stream today, but thank you very much for an evening of RuneScape. We're gonna raid Boss because we were talking about him earlier. Your raid,
Let's go!
Your raid message is gonna be, you were in Maple Story. That's what your raid message is. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the support. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me talk your ears off. And you guys have yourself a great rest of your day. Have a good one.
Goodbye.